What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and this is it. It's here. My life is officially about to be taken over for the rest of the month. So, save some time, I've decided let's kick out all these last top list videos all together, I'm going to see if I can get them all out in one day. Starting off with today's video, of course, with my top 5 favorite TV shows that I watched for 2014. I think this is a list I could actually do just about every single year because I really don't watch a whole lot of TV. And so I'm very selective with what I watch, so it's kind of a very simple list, but, you know, nothing special. Now, this list was requested to me by Hendrik Chaplin, so I want to thank you for the request, so jump right into it with number 5. I picked Monday Night Raw. Now look, I've been trying to get off of professional wrestling, especially WWE, for a very long time, but just something about it just keeps bringing me back. To me, Monday Night Raw, which is really the only show of WWE I even enjoy watching, WWE Raw, or Monday Night Raw, is like sugar, or it's like expired sugar. You've been eating it for so long that it doesn't really taste as good as it used to, but there's something about it that you still find some enjoyment with it. You know it's bad, it's not nearly as good as it was 10 years ago, but, you know, there's hope that maybe I'll get that one more scoop that gives me that good old-fashioned sugary taste as it was back in the day. That's why I've kind of been sticking with Raw, and there are high points and low points, and there's just some stupid points that have been happening recently. But there is still some enjoyment. I know it's staged, but it is somewhat entertaining at times, and that's why it's number 5 on this list. Going on into number 4, we have South Park. I love South Park. South Park is probably considered one of the most controversial shows of all time, and I'm just happy that they've kept it going for this long. I mean, I'm actually happy to say that I was there watching it when this first premiered, and it continues to get better. Cartman is still my favorite character of all time, with Butters being a close second. And I just love how it always stays relevant with the times. If there's something very, very popular happening at the moment, like a movie or a certain event or a certain product, you know the guys at South Park are going to cover it in a special episode and make it entertaining. And that's really something that not a lot of shows do. I don't even think Family Guy or The Simpsons are as relevant as South Park, and that's why it's number 4 on this list. Going on into number 3 is a show I recently just started watching that I kind of wasn't too into at first because I wasn't a big fan of the character, but when a lot of you guys were actually recommending that I check out the show, I was really hooked onto it, and that is Arrow. And I gotta be honest with you guys, again, like I said, I was really never a big fan of Green Arrow. He really would not have even made it into my top 20 favorite DC Heroes characters, but I have to say that this is a prime example of taking a character which may not be very popular with a lot of people, and if you've got a good cast, a good script, and a good direction, you really can make this character very relevant to the present. And I cannot wait to see what the people for Flash are going to do with Barry Burton and his version of Flash, because I know we're not going to see that version of Flash in Justice League. Hopefully we see something like Wally West. But I just really like what they did with Arrow. I'm a little bit curious about what they're going to do, bring in Ra's al Ghul, because I was kind of not so much buying the fact that they're taking some key Batman villains like Deathstroke and allowing Green Arrow to take care of them, but if they can find a way to make it work, then I'm definitely looking forward to the next season, and that's why it's number 3 on this list. Going on into number 2 is The Blacklist. Now, The Blacklist, I'll be honest, the only reason I was actually interested in this show to begin with, well, I don't know. There's just something about something about Raymond Reddington, about his character, is probably one of the best villains that I had seen for a very, very long time on television. And I like how they're kind of establishing that his character really isn't a good guy. He definitely is a criminal, and he kills people, and he likes to be in control, and he's very calculating, and he's not... I just like the coolness of it. He brings a whole nother term of cool sociopath. I'm not a big fan that there's this obvious twist if you've been watching a show like I have that we know is there, but why they're dragging it out. Why don't they just come out with it and let the characters know? I'm not sure where they're going with it, but with the next season, hopefully to start up sometime soon, I'm really curious to see what they do. And if you guys have been curious to see exactly what James Spader is going to do with the character of Ultron, just check out The Blacklist, because he gives some pretty phenomenal performances in some of these episodes, so you kind of can get a feeling of what he'll bring to the Ultron character. And that's why it's number 2 on this list. And that brings me to number 1. And this is another show that I probably 3 years ago I wasn't really interested in until a lot of people actually recommended this to me, and that is Doctor Who. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are a fan of any kind of science fiction or geekiness items or just anything geek related, you have to check out Doctor Who, because it pretty much has everything you could ever ask for in a science fiction television show. It's got charm, it's got adventure, it's got interesting characters, especially if you want to go back and pick a particular doctor to go back to. Personally, I started with Matt Smith, and I generally did go back and see older doctors and found out, wow, this was a really good show even back in the day. And I'm really liking this new season. I'm absolutely enjoying this new doctor that we have. I hope we get to stick with him for a good amount of time. I'm really curious to see what type of threats we're going to deal with, and it constantly keeps you guessing. You never know what you're going to see when you're traveling with the doctor. And that's why it is my number 1 favorite show that I've watched probably for this year. Maybe this list might change over the course of time, because we do know that Flash and Gotham are on their way here, so maybe I might redo this list later in the year. But as it stands, this is my list, and I would just like to thank you guys for watching. If you guys actually have a set of shows that you've enjoyed this year, please share your list with me in the comments down below so we can talk together. And if you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to check me in my future top 5 list videos like this one, and probably the next couple of videos. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you next time.